we have some news going on. Couple news happened. Two coaches got hired
Yes.
that we know of that we're going to discuss here in this program. One of them, we have a new offensive coordinator. I don't want to say we called it, but we called it.
I would say you did.
We,
You did for sure. I thought that
I think we called it. Let's be
yeah, okay.
honest.
All right.
I
Yeah,
think we called it. I mean, Klint Kubiak, former Saints offensive coordinator, former coordinator for the Vikings, the Broncos, and a quarterback coach for the 40 and passing game coordinator for the 49ers, is now your new offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Expectations are the running game is going to go up,
yeah.
and there's going to be more conservative play, more long time play developing, but this was the safest hire they could have made.
Yeah, I would agree with that because we kind of read between the lines. Like I remember some of the quotes from Mike McDonald coming out after the Grubb firing, which came as a surprise to all of us. I think nobody expected that Grubb would be let go after his first year.
No.
But Mike McDonald, he said a bunch of things about alignment, and then he said that Ryan, not that he and Ryan were not aligned, but they want to make sure that the team philosophy on offense is aligned and with the team that he wants to build. So I read between the lines on that and said he wants to emphasize the run game. Now, since this hire has been made, I went back and somebody on social media, it might have been either Twitter or Facebook. Yes, I sometimes am still on Facebook. I'm an old person, but
I like Facebook too.
they took the yardage totals of the Saints from this year, the rushing yards totals of the Saints from this year, and they lined them up with the Seahawks rushing yards totals. And you can't just go off of that because obviously the Saints offensive line different than the Seahawks offensive line.
Much different. But
Alvin Kamara, different player than Kenneth Walker, although I think Kenneth Walker is closer to Alvin Kamara's caliber than people realize. I really think Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are going to be a wonderful combo.
yes.
Also put it in there with McIntosh. You thought I was forgetting about McIntosh. I'm not
Macintosh.
or Macintosh. Yeah, sorry.
Words are hard.
I don't know why.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
Did you just go quick dyslexic on me?
I think I did. I think I got hit in the head, or I probably vomited too much. Who knows?
Drew McIntyre.
But
Reba McIntyre.
yeah. But I think the reason that this hire was made is to have a more balanced attack because Grubb,
Yes.
there's no denying Grubb emphasized the passing game and he liked to air it out with Geno. Look at Geno's passing yards from this past season. And I think Mike McDonald made it vaguely clear, if that's even a term, that the run was the reason that Ryan Grubb was let go. And Klint Kubiak, if you recognize that last name, you know his father, Gary Kubiak. Guess what they did when he coached the Texans? They ran the ball. And where did Gary Kubiak come from? Denver, where
Mike Shanahan.
He's from the Shanahan coaching tree. And what could Mike Shanahan always do? Anyone. That was the running joke, that anyone could run the ball in a Shanahan
running joke.
Yeah. So I want to get your thoughts on how you feel about this hire, but I am happy with this hire. After some initial, I know I said some stuff like I still would have loved for them to at least interview Doug Peterson for the job. I know you disagreed with me here, but after the surprise firing of Bobby Slowick, I was like, bring him in. I would, because Brian Slowick is I think a great offensive coordinator, but I don't know.
He's from the McVay tree. You're right.
Yeah.
But Slovic would have been the shiny new toy, if that makes sense. But it's one of those things where you go and go, okay, Slovic was fired for a reason, but at the same point, it's not his fault. So the Texans' offensive line was hot garbage. It's Laramie Tunsil and like that's it. But Kubiak was the safest hire. This was more of a fact of, okay, you want to out 49er the 49ers and basically out McVay the Rams. Kubiak could do that. Before the Saints went on a downward turnstile, they were scoring 30 points or more a game.
Yeah.
Like they were on fire. Granted, Derek Carr is hot and cold is more hot and cold than Katy Perry at this point in his career. Great Left song guard. Reference, by the way.
Yeah.
But at the same point, this was the right hire. This was ultimately the best decision they could have made for the long term. Is go after a guy that you know is going to bring a balanced style of offense to your team. And you want to be complementary to the system that you are trying to do. Mm-hmm. Mike Macdonald's system is very conservative yet aggressive style of defense at the same time. He knows when to call the blitz. He knows when to call he knows when to bail out the coverage. He knows how to do these things, and you see it throughout you've seen it throughout the season. Okay, what did we talk about for the last 5 years with Pete? Defense was garbage.
Yep.
Okay,
defense was on a downward spiral.
Mission accomplished this past season. Defense was top 10 this season. Finished top 10 in points and yards. Mission accomplished there, and they're only going to get better. The struggles this season were offense by far. Mm-hmm. And what better name to bring in than a guy who's from the Shanahan tree and the son of Super Bowl champion Gary Kubiak. Mm-hmm. It's probably the best available option. But again, we will ultimately see how this plays out. But this was a smart decision overall.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I mean, I don't know. From some reports I've seen, if you want to believe them, he was their first choice. That's
I wouldn't say that's false.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The only other, I think there was legitimate interest in the offensive line coach from the Lions. I think there was legitimate interest there because he got 2 interviews as well, didn't he?
Fraley, Hank Fraley. But when we found out that he was going back to Detroit, I think we pretty much texted each other back and forth and said, yeah, Kubiak's their guy.
Yeah.
Kubiak is their guy. Has to be. And you've noticed that they're getting these moves done quick. Mm-hmm. Like, really quick. So, I expect more to be coming. They want to improve the offensive line big time, but I don't know how many major changes can be made.
Yeah,
on the offensive line, I don't know how many major changes can be made because they have talent on all three sides. They really do. They honestly do. They just need to get some more pieces, more depth pieces to help. So